Hey everybody, Kris here. This episode today is a short piece of a longer conversation with Nina Caprez. And it's actually a conversation that I originally had for my Power Company podcast, an episode in which I was exploring failure in climbing. And the entire conversation has never been published before. I used a few small chunks of it to help tell the story, but the conversation in whole, no one's heard. And I think it's a really valuable episode about not only failure, but also about creating a friendship through this thing that we're all doing, climbing. Because it's a conversation that was originally for a different show, I'm giving it to our patrons. Some of you listening had no idea that we had patrons. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you exactly how people have been finding out about this. It's a little bit secret. It's the Secret Stoners Club. But there is a way in every episode so far this season to find out about the patron community, which has extra videos, extra photos, all the things I would normally be posting on Instagram, I've been putting in there. And now they're getting bonus audio content just like this one, like the episode from last week with Bobby Benzman, the acapella rap that Bobby and I talked about, that's over there. And there are a bunch of bonus episodes still to come in between seasons. So if you want to hear the entire conversation with Nina Caprez, you can do that at patreon.com/Secret Stoners Club. It's entirely free. You can also find it on Spotify by searching Secret Stoners Club. However, if you want to support the show, you can do that. $10 a month makes you a legend, and for that, you're going to be getting some exclusive episodes, as well as you can get any of these bonus episodes in pretty much any podcast player because you'll get a private RSS feed when you join. So let's jump into the beginning of this, and then if after these first 5 minutes or so you want to listen to the rest, I'll remind you on the other side, and then I'll see you over there.
So imagine Nina before being a mom or being just a normal person. I would say I was really, really, really determined. I was so damn driven by my climbing goals. And so all my partnerships, friendships, they were built around an interest in climbing. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't really on purpose. But all the relationship I had, they gave me something. I could take something out of it and learn something, and of course also give back. But it was really the main focus was all of this in this little thing that was climbing performance. And so I was really surfing on that wave of lucky things just happened in my life, I always teamed up with a good partner. We always had really good times. I got really strong because I put a lot of time and energy in getting better, not just physically, guys, but really technique-wise. I wanted to become a rock climber, which can approach every big route in the world. And by saying, yeah, I can climb 2S, no problem. I can climb tracks, no problem. I can climb slabs, no problem. My goals was really not to climb whatever 9A or 9B. That has never been a thing I felt attracted to, but I wanted to feel free and without any technical or physical limits on a wall, right? And so that was Nina, beam, goal, DAC, training. Tried. Sometimes I need to try a couple of times, but everything was really rolling. I had amazing opportunities to with pets and rock trips and bolting trips all over the world. And my life was just damn rolling. It was so good. Mm-hmm. It was really, really good. And then I met Lynn back in, when was that? Maybe 2018 or 17 at the Petzl team meeting in France. And we talked about the nose and, we really connected at the time because often at these kind of meetings, you do more blah, 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 blah. But I really wanted to take her rock climbing. I love rock climbing. So we had a half of the day, and I took her to a really short, hardcore climb, and she was just crashing like 7C. The warm-up is like 7C or 8A. I don't remember. She's like, all right, I'll take it. And then I made in 2017, I made actually my first trip to the US and to Yosemite. And then I went back the year after, and I did the nose with my boyfriend at the time, like ground up, pretty classic style, freeing as much as possible, aiding through the hard pitches. But I wasn't really like, wow, the nose. I was just like, oh my God, like so many people on the route, and it's just so dirty and so disgusting at some point. I was like, okay, the nose, that's it. And then I remember the night we came down, I was at a little shelter at a friend's house and I had an internet connection. So I watched video of Lynn Hill trying to change the corners. And I was like, damn it, I need to go back up there just to try. So in the middle of the night, I woke up my boyfriend like, hey, what do you think? We go up there and I try. And he's like, no way. I was like, oh, okay. So that was it. And then in 2018, that night I reached out to Lynn. I was like, hey, Lynn, do you remember we talked about the nose back then in France? What do you think? We should try it together. And she has never seen my message because I sent it on Instagram, and she's really not like used to use socials. Maybe she saw it like 6 months later, and she came back to him. She's like, hey, yeah, Nina, we should go and try. And I was like, all right, well, that was 6 months ago, but let's try. And then that was perfect because she tried to find a person to do an ascent with her in 2018 to celebrate the 25 years of her first free ascent.
Okay, that's all you get. Sorry, I know it's a hassle to go somewhere else and listen to a thing. Why can't I just put it all on this feed? Well, we want to keep this feed organized and clean, and there's so much else that I want to talk about, and I'm going to do that in the Secret Stoners Club between seasons. And also the Secret Stoners Club gets to vote on what the next season is going to be. Right now, the 80s are a little bit ahead. 2000s is in second place. 70s is way behind in third place. So if you have a dog in this fight, if you want the 80s or the 2000s, or even if you want the 70s, go join the Patreon and vote for what the next season is going to be. And while you're there, you can listen to the rest of this conversation with Nina Caprez. Like I said, you can also find it on Spotify by searching for Secret Stoners Club. And if you want to go to the Patreon, that is patreon.com/Secret Stoners Club, all one word. And if you love this thing, while you're over there, consider supporting and becoming a legend for $10 a month. All right. Like Todd Skinner always says, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. 1, 2.